All right, so today in Foods and Nutrition, we'll be talking about microwaves, as in microwave ovens. What they do, how they are made, and how do they affect food. So let's get started. So some of the advantages and advice pertaining to them. Microwave ovens are good for, well, warming up leftovers. They're faster. They, some cases, can help retain nutrients and possibly taste better, in addition to defrosting meat in a safe and sanitary way. It's a convenience tool. So advice pertaining to cooking is turn the food, separate the pieces, and allow large items to stand for complete defrosting. Items that should be used immediately when cooking in a microwave, such as brown sugar. If you need to soften brown sugar, it is recommended that you have a bowl of brown sugar, a container of it, and then you also have on the side a cup of water. Have them both placed in the microwave, and the steam will help soften. Also, reconstitute or plump raisins, other dried fruits, soaked in water. Refreshing snacks and chips when they start to get slightly stale. And they're great for eliminating extra oils and fats in prepared foods. Take bacon. Those bacon trays are amazing. They help render out a lot of fat during the cooking process. Overall, microwave ovens have made a great impact on today's lifestyle and cooking habits. It depends on your philosophy. Yes, there is something to being able to have that slow cooked meal. There's a definite value in it that I will not disagree with. But microwaves do provide us convenience and affordability. And some people argue that cooked foods quickly with higher quality taste better and looks better with enhanced color. So some of it comes down to in the application of using microwave ovens, because I can also agree that there's many times that microwave ovens do not do food justice. The microwave oven has been around since 1945. So acceptable, unacceptable. And we're talking about the dishware coverings that are used in a microwave. So acceptable dishes for the microwave: paper, plastic, glass, microwavable dishes. Unacceptable dishes for the microwave include metal, dishes with gold or silver on it. Now, I'm not saying, yeah, everybody just have gold and silver plates. Well, a lot of times chinaware, fine china, will have lead, silver, and gold etchings or engravings on those plates, and they can be leached into the food. Acceptable coverings for microwave dishes: paper towels to absorb moisture, prevent splatter and spills. Wax paper can hold in some of the moisture, and plastic wrap. Careful with plastic wrap because they can create kind of a steam bubble and a slight explosion if you have it too sealed. Foods that should not be microwaved. Eggs in shell is definitely one of them. They explode or burst when heat builds up. Pancakes, they don't form because they don't get a crust on them. They kind of turn into a rubbery mess. Popcorn. I can argue that one because I have learned how to use bulk popcorn in the microwave. There is a method. Now, I will agree that a lot of the kernels remain unpopped. So the cost-benefit analysis on that, if you're counting kernels, maybe that isn't the way to go. Canning foods. The microwave does not get high enough temperature or have enough pressure to seal and protect the food, thus preventing foodborne illness and contaminants. Nor can they deep fry foods. The fat temperature cannot be controlled, so you cannot make French fries, actually fry something in the microwave. And also large amount of foods, i.e. the turkey. You can't just shove a turkey in a microwave and expect it to be done. Pertaining to a lot of these items, now if you argue, okay, the pancakes, well, I use the freezer pancakes in my microwave all the time. Yes, freezer pancakes, those freezer foods, popcorn in the microwave bags, they were engineered for that and for that heat application, for that friction. And we'll talk more about that. So techniques for microwaving: stirring. Pull heated part of the foods to the center, turning over so you're able to microwave on all sides. Shielding. Standing time. That allows foods to come to complete cooking process, placed directly on the counter. Now, standing time, as I've always learned it, was if you need to microwave something for, let's say, a minute and a half, standing time is a time that as soon as it's done beeping, you do not open the door, because the microwaves, the energy is still moving around, the magnetrons have caused, and friction is still occurring, thus heating up the food. It's kind of like all these old microwaves are a party and they're warming up. Think of homecoming dance when you're all getting hot on the dance floor because of all that friction. Same thing, and so they're cooking the food that way. Now, once the magnetrons are done actively working, so you hear it go off, it's stopped, those microwaves still have some place to go. They don't just evaporate instantly. They got to kind of wear themselves out. So with that, standing time allows for the continuation or the finishing of the cooking process. And it's about half the time of the actual cooking time. So I'd say another 30 to 45 seconds that you would need to let it stand there before opening the door. Also, you kind of want that to happen anyways, because you don't want to open the door and have all that energy coming out onto you. Shielding. Small pieces of foil, something to protect, let's say the wings or legs of poultry. It deflects microwaves. Now, I know in the previous slide we just said, okay, wait a minute, metal doesn't belong in a microwave, but you just said aluminum foil. Here's the deal. We'll talk about arcing and how sparks occur, but you can technically have metal in the microwave. It's just not recommended because more chances than not, the outcomes are not positive. Covering. Helps retain nutrients, holds in moisture, speeds up the cooking process, creates more pressure. Arrange food in a circular shape to make for even cooking. It's the way the microwaves work. Rotate. Pricking, so like slightly stabbing egg yolks and potatoes to prevent explosion is bending. Select foods of the same size. Don't have one really, really large piece of chicken and then a really tiny, like a small wing. One will be done, the other one will not. Cooking hints. Foods at a refrigerator and freezer temperatures take longer to cook than those at room temperature, and that just pretty much makes sense. It's a longer process. Density affects cooking time. Dense foods like potatoes, they can take some time. On average, about one baked potato in the microwave takes around 7 to 8 minutes. Bony pieces of chicken. Put on the outside, so put the bones on the outside, and then the microwaves can work their way in from the center point. Microwaves cook by entering the foods by the outside edges. They don't just hit the center point. Continuation. Microwave containers include plastic, paper, glass. Never put metal or foil items in the microwave. I know, contradiction. Again, we'll get to that shortly. Cover containers with plastic wrap, paper towels, wax paper, or a lid. By covering foods in the microwave, it holds in moisture, helps food cook evenly, and prevents foods from splattering in the microwave. Please, people, always shield your food. Working in a business where you have several people, a community using a microwave, so teacher's lounge, if you ever look in those things, they're disgusting. Community microwaves. And this can be said for some of your at-home ones, because somebody will put in, let's say, a hot dog, and they put it in the microwave, and it splatters some of the grease, and you don't really see it because it's transparent. It cools down, and you go on. You don't see it. Well, then somebody comes in, and they put in their chili. Well, you start to see those splatters, but they may not notice them because they're up on the top of the microwave, in the ceiling, or a little bit on the door. And then somebody else comes along with their food, and then that splatters. The problem is, it doesn't just stay on the ceiling of the microwave or on the door. All those splatters get re-warmed up and can drip back into your food. So we shield one to prevent the splatters to get there in the first place, and if there is something, to help deflect that from getting into your food. So shielding is good, and obviously cleaning your microwave. By covering foods in the microwave, it holds in moisture, helps food cook evenly, and prevents foods from splattering. When microwaving food, microwaves are attracted to fat, sugar, and water molecules. Please, ladies and gentlemen, take note, star this in your notes, circle it, because this will be one of your test questions. Microwaves are attracted to fat, sugar, and water. I'm talking the actual energy that is attracted to those three items. It gets them moving faster than anything else. So take a plate of nachos, all that cheese. The microwaves are a little bit attracted to the chips because the fat that may be in them, but what they're really attracted to is the cheese on the chips. When cooking in the microwave, the volume of the food, small versus large potatoes, and the quantity will increase the cooking and standing time. Again, logic. When cooking, round containers will cook more evenly than square containers, which burn in the corners. Because again, the microwaves are working from the outside in, and they keep inundating. It's not like, okay, this area is done, now we're moving to the next. It just keeps hitting it over and over and over again and working its way in, tunneling in through the food. So those corners tend to dry out and burn up quickly. To help food cook more evenly, stir, rotate foods while cooking, and if available, use a turntable. Most microwaves anymore come with the turntable. Standing time at the end allows foods to continue cooking when removed. To prevent burning yourself from a microwave, remember, foods can create hot containers. If you've ever made like soup in a microwave, the container you take out, the bowl, it is very hot. Items can explode on you, so pierce them with a fork. Lift the cover or plastic wrap from food away from your face because it can steam, can cause a burn. And again, towels and hot pads. So just be cautious. And that ends it. Thank you very much. Oh,